Hey y'all, welcome back to Kishas Crumbs. Thank you so much for dialing into my channel on today and checking out this new upload. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. Here we talk about everything plus size, baby, everything plus size. My passion, my food, and my fashion. Okay, so this is Kishas Crumbs where I'm taking everything from the Lord's table and passing it straight on to you. So today I wanted to share this trick. Yes, you see my little nutcracker teddy bear back there, but we're in the Christmas spirit. I couldn't help it. But let me tell you about this trick. Today we're going to talk about a trick with stuffing chicken breasts. We know that chicken breast is one of the most popular proteins that people use. So I wanted to show y'all this handy dandy trick. And at first I was only going to show you the trick using pasta. But now, oh my goodness, I'm going to tell you about it later. Now I have something in my kitchen that is forbidden. Oh, my mom doesn't see this video. Don't tell her. It is forbidden. I have never, ever, ever in all my years of living seen it in her kitchen, her pantry, my grandmother's kitchen, y'all. But hey, we're 2022 going on to 2023. I've been watching a lot of cooking videos and hey, I just wanted to try it out. I looked at the ingredients and the nutrition label and it doesn't seem horrible. So I think it's worth a try just so I can say I can taste it. Let's say that's why I'm going to use it today. But what I have here are some chicken breasts. So I think I told you all that I always brine my meat, whether it be poultry or beef or pork. I always put my meat in a brine. So a brine is any combination. This is just white vinegar and kosher salt. And there it draws out the blood, a lot of impurities, and it just makes the meat taste better, and it makes the meat more susceptible to absorbing flavors, whether you're doing a wet marinade, dry seasoning, or whatever. After this soak, it just takes on the flavors of your other ingredients more readily. So that's why we're soaking them there. But since it's 'tis the season, the holiday season, a brine is technically a liquid that you have created that is composed of like some form of salt, some form of an acid. A lot of times herbs are included, and then also sometimes sugar can be included. If the brine is actually being used as a marinade and to help flavor the meat, then you can include aromatics like herbs and then sugar as well. The acid in the water, whether it be vinegar or lemon, helps break down the tissue, the meat tissue, and it just, again, makes it more apt to take on the flavors of your other ingredients. So when you hear people talk about turkey and how you get a juicy turkey, I mean, there are a lot of ways to get a juicy turkey, shortcuts and all that, but there is nothing better than a brine turkey. I can tell you that right now. And if you ever want to try it, just look online. There are all different types of recipes for brines. You don't have to get ones that are complicated. If you can get that poultry soaked, start out with a whole chicken. If you don't want to try a turkey, start out with a whole chicken and just cook the chicken in a way, prepare it in a way that you're used to doing it, whether you're frying it, roasting it, baking it, grilling it. Just use a brine, soak that chicken in a brine before you cook it the way you normally cook it, so you can really compare, because it'll be a recipe that you're used to. And you'll see how, I mean, even the texture of the meat is just more tender, it's more flavorful, and it's more moist when you brine it. No question, okay? But anyway, you know, we do this to clean the meat. So I'm going to rinse these off, and then I'm going to come back and clear the counter. I've showed you all the rest of my ingredients that we have here. I'll show them to you one more time. But let me get these chicken breasts rinsed off so we can get down to the nitty gritty, the whole trick of it all. That is the main point of this video, just to show you a trick with chicken breasts. But I am going to complete the rest of the meal since we're here. Let's break down these chicken breasts. So basically what we're doing is we're going to use a new trick to create pockets in our chicken breasts. For me, there's nothing more frustrating than when I'm supposed to have a stuffed piece of meat and basically the stuffing is just laying on top of the meat. Because, you know, you want to be able to eat the meal in the way in which it was presented. So, topping something and stuffing something are two completely different things. Can I get an amen? Okay. So, let's check this out. Let's create some pockets in these chicken breasts. That's the first step. Okay, I'm going to turn you down right here so you can see. Okay, now the thing about chicken breasts, and as you can see, we have 4 here. Also, take notice that I have patted them dry. I trimmed most of the fat off of each breast, and I patted them dry. And they're so white looking because they have been soaked in a brine. But I was going to say this is the biggest one. The thing about chicken breast is that it almost is always bigger on one end and then tapered off on the other end. You see that? So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to try and create the pocket down here. I'll just, when we plate it, we'll just leave this part out, and whoever the plate is presented to, they'll know that this is just a lean piece of meat they can partake in, and then we'll use this top half to actually stuff. Okay? Now, another thing I could do is pound them out a bit to give myself an even bigger pocket. The bigger the chicken breast, the bigger the pocket is going to be. But, like I said, I'm always being overzealous. I'm trying to train myself to just go with my first mind and then start with some variations in a future date, okay? But that's how my mind goes. So what we're going to do first, y'all, is we're going to create a cross. We're just focused on the big half of the breast, the top half. We're going to leave this tail on. So we're going to create a cross. We're going to create a line going vertically up and down, like you see here. And then we're going to come across and create a cross like that, okay? Now, the only trick is, so anybody can do this, the only trick is that you can't pierce the bottom of the chicken breast, or you need to make sure that you're not piercing the bottom of the chicken breast. So you know how thick that breast is, you know, when you feel it between your fingers, you know how much girth there is. So once you pierce it, just pierce it, just be shallow with your cut, okay? See there? Just be shallow with your cut. And another thing, I like to use the tip of my knife. Instead of trying to cut it like this, use the tip of your knife. Cut it at an angle and use the tip of your knife. Or turn your knife at an angle, I should say. So see how nicely that's already split? And when I create that cross cut, it's going to make it open up even more. So even though that I could go a little deeper here, technically, I could go deeper here, but I know this cross cut is going to cut into the bottom of this fillet as well. So I'm going to leave it like it is for now. Also, you want to leave some on the sides. You can't come all the way to the sides, just like you don't want to come all the way to the top. You're creating a pocket inside the fillet. Okay, so now I've cut it this way. Now I'm going to come across, but at the corner, and I want to take the widest part of the breast. So I'll come here. Okay, so now we have a cross, right? So if I open it up, see there? There's that cross, but it's not broken. Now what you can do even more so, it'd probably be better if I use my smaller knife for this cut, is you can come inside, and you don't have to do this part, but if you feel pretty comfortable, you see you have your flaps of meat you've created inside. So what we're going to do after we lay this breast down, we're going to cut into these flaps, and that's just to give us even more of an opening. See? So I was going to do it with it lying flat, but you all can see it better this way. So I'm going into each of my little tips, each of my triangle tips, and I'm cutting it. And see how that breast is just steadily opening up? So see now, see there? I have even more of a pocket. Looks like a fish now on it with a tail. Hey, hey. And then you could close it back up. Closed and open. Closed and open. Okay. So there we have it. Our first fillet has been cut open. Let's do the same with
This one, the thicker your breast is, the easier it's going to be for you to do. So if you're doing it for the first time, and again, I'm not going to go to the very top. I'm going to leave myself some room. Not going to cut to the very end. See, I cut it that way. And now, and see how this one, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect because your breasts aren't perfect. The chicken breasts aren't perfect. But see how this one has an indentation there? So I could either choose to come down here, or I could just cut a little shortcut here. And I think what I want to do, since there's still some girth at the end of this one, it's not as thin as the other one, I think I'll come down some. And then do my cross cut here. Bring it on over some more, as long as you leave ample room on the end. Okay. So there we have it. And again, I'm going to go in here. Here, and you don't even have to do this second cut. All it does is make it open up a tad bit more and give you even more space for stuff. Now, if this was lying down, well, you won't be able to see it because you just lift up on it. See there? And do that. There you go. Okay, so this is our second one. We're going to go ahead and cut all of these, even though I don't intend to cook all of them. Start at the top. And the better your cross is, of course, you're going to be able to put your stuffing on top of it either way, but the better your cross is, the better your presentation can be. Now, see, this breast is just a little shallow, so I am feeling the cutting board under the tip of that knife, but I'm making sure I don't cut too much. And when it's shallow that way, that's when it would be really beneficial for you to just come in and make some slits this way. Okay. See how that one was thin, but we still got us a good pocket. And last one. Save this other thick one for last. This is really like an ideal breast because you have all this girth at the top. Leave yourself some room at the tip. Come down. You're not cutting all the way through, so obviously you need a very sharp knife. Cut across. Open it up. I'll do it again this way so you all can see. Cut into that. Slice a little bit. Cut into that one some. This one. And this one. Closed. Open. Okay. Now, give me 1 minute and I'm about to show you what's beautiful about it all.
All right, y'all, we're back. Did I tell y'all it's my birthday month? So exciting. Glory to God. Okay, look, if you would. Now we have transferred these chicken breasts to this pan.
This is the pan I'm actually going to, you know what? I'm not going to bake them right away. Let's start here. Let me put some olive oil in here. Yeah, y'all can still see. I'm going to put plenty of olive oil. So I want to get a beautiful color on these breasts. Now, of course, your Oooo-WeKG. Have you ordered your Oooo-WeKG yet? If not, you better get you some. Look down in the description box. But, that's going to help you accomplish major flavor and a beautiful crust and color. Okay. So, what I wanted to show you is that I have these two breasts. These two are all I'm going to cook. Okay? So, we're not going to do too much. We're just going to cook these two. You have the pockets. You can see them clearly. Great on that. Now, here's what we're going to do, y'all. Well, first, let me do this. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. We're going to open this meat up and season the inside of the pocket. That's what we're going to do first. And I think I might make that one even deeper. And that's the thing about it. You can always go back and make it a little deeper, but you don't want to overcut it. It's just like over salting something. Once you put too much salt, you can't hardly take it out. So this one, this was that big one we first did. See how much more room I have left in there? So I'm going to take that one even deeper. And all you're doing once you cut it is going into it, cutting it even more. I can come down a little bit more if I wanted to, okay? Because you want a beautiful pocket to present with. Alright, so we're going to take our seasoning and we're going to come in here and season her up, honey. Oh, yes. Now, this is your Oooo-WeKG, so we know this is not going to be too salty. We want to make sure this chicken breast is flavorful. Thank goodness, now that we have the inside season, we're just going to close her up. Can y'all see that? Ooh, I feel like I'm doing surgery for real. Close her folds up. Close that flap. Season her on the outside, because what we're about to do, we're going to go ahead and give her a good browning. Turn her over. Get the back side. Now, with your Oooo-WeKG seasoning, like I told you all, it depends on different people's palate. People who don't like a lot of salt love this seasoning. Even my brother has told me he loves it because it doesn't make his blood pressure go up. He was a person who had completely restricted salt from his diet. But every time I come home, he wants a gallon-sized bag of this. So I apologize to you all who I can't necessarily keep it for. But now we have an Oooo-Wee fan who insists on a gallon or a quart-sized bag every time he runs out. But I said all that to say, depending on your palate, you can use this as a season if you don't like a lot of salt. People who like more salt can actually use this as a flavor enhancer. They can add additional seasoning to it. Like I have this no salt Tony's. I really like the spice of this Tony's. It looks heavily seasoned, y'all, but that is mainly Oooo-Wee. This Tony's has no salt in it at all. So you just have to understand how to season your food. And you definitely can't be scared to season. Like I told you all in past videos, if you taste your seasoning, whatever you're using, just like the Oooo-Wee, when you order it, taste it. Once you know what the seasoning tastes like, then you know whether it's salty or not. You should know how much to use. Okay, y'all see that? So there's our breast, open and close. And look how wide they're open. So that's what we want, that beautiful pocket and close. Now, here's the trick. I'm just going to use my pinky to turn this down just a little bit because we weren't quite ready. Here's the trick, y'all. Foil and parchment. Foil and parchment. And what you want to do, take your piece of foil and wad it up. Not tightly, do it loosely to the size that you would like that pocket to be. I really don't need this much parchment. Put parchment around it. so your meat doesn't stick to it. And here we go. We're going to go inside this pocket. Now, it's better to leave it kind of open so that once you get it in here and get it positioned, right? And I'm just using those folds, pressing down. Once you get it inside the chicken breast, then you can make it smaller if that's what you so choose to do. But that's the purpose that this is going to serve. It's going to hold the pocket in place. We're going to pan fry it first, and then we're going to fill it with our filling. We're going to stuff it, and then we'll put it in the oven, because when you pan fry it, that's going to help you establish a crust and a color on this, on the flaps and on the underside of the breast, but you still want it done on the inside. So we're going to still have to cook it some more, okay? But let me show y'all how beautifully this turns out. We're going to get another piece of foil. And another piece of parchment. Perfect. We roll out parchment, not wax paper. For those of you if you aren't very familiar with wax versus parchment, not wax paper. Wax will still smoke in your oven. It's oven tolerant, but it's not oven proof. This parchment paper is oven proof. This is what we use in baking. This is what we put our cookies and such on top of, and we don't want them to stick to the pan. So parchment can endure high temperatures, whereas wax paper, not so much. Okay, so you just want to push it in place. And we can even put this directly down in our oil. See, I want this flap to come over just a little bit more, so I'm going to cut into it. Just a bit more. And there we go. There's your second breast. So we're going to put these in our pan face down. We're going to go ahead and start face down, okay? Pull you over. Right over the pan. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Over here. Put our chicken breast are nearest us. Okay, so I can see the smoke going again. I'm going to turn the vent on for just a second, y'all, so it'll be a little noisy, but I know this is going to really be hot. This pan is really hot, which is the way I want it, because I want a crust. I'll turn it on low. And now we're going to start face down. Again, we're just browning it, and then we're going to put it back on this paper and stick it inside the oven. We'll partially cook it almost to the point of being done, really technically done, and then we'll stuff it, and we'll put it back in the oven just enough to set the breast with its stuffing. But see, you can tell how good of a job I did because the breast is not pierced on the back at all. Okay. I want that color. I really could have started in the oven. You can do the same thing and start with it in the oven. You just won't have as much of a chance to get this cooked. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna take this out the pan and put it right back on. Now you can have this line with parts, and I'm gonna put it right back on here and pop it in the oven. My oven is already preheated to 350 degrees. Another thing about soaking your poultry is that it gets done much quicker. It doesn't have all that blood in it. I'm not going to move this because I want to cook. It doesn't have all of that blood in it. And it just gets done quicker because it's been marinating basically in a saltwater brine. Okay, let's just lift her up and see how she looks. See that color? Beautiful. I'm going to flip her once more so you can just see. Y'all see that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So there you have it. And so the gravity, I'm actually going to turn it down. Instead of making it turn flat like we would cook, I'm actually going to turn it down because gravity is going to help those folds stay going forward. Just for presentation's sake, we know we're going to take the ball out and there will still be a pocket. But gravity is helping those folds that I could stay going downward. If I turned it over, then as the chicken baked and the meat shrinks up, it's more likely that they would just kind of warp. So I want gravity to keep those folds going down. Okay. Now our pan is a little dark, but that's quite all right because what are we doing? We are browning anyway, baby. We are here to brown it. Just lay it down carefully in the pan. Put it all around. I turn the pan down a little bit. Turn that pan down a little bit so it's not, the heat is not as high. Now, the pan is not as hot as it was before, right? So we can give it a few more seconds. Pardon me for crossing in front of you. Pardon me. Pardon me. Ooh, I can't wait to show you the overhead shot on how beautiful this breast looks already. Just for being in the pan a couple of seconds, I'm going to add a little more oil for this backside because my pan is a little dry. And I'm adding a tad bit more oil for when we flip this thing, okay? Let's flip it. Before we flip it, we're going to tilt the pan to get our oil evenly distributed. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This is a perfect pocket. Perfect. And now, we can go in with any type of stuffing that we like. Sorry, I'm having wardrobe malfunction. We could go in with any type of stuffing we like. So that's the surprise. Can you guess? If you think back to the ingredients that we had initially, can you guess what we're stuffing it with?
I'll wait.
Think about all the ingredients. Think about all of the ingredients, okay? Look at her. Look at her. Her and her sister. Her and her sister, baby. They all lit. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just want a little color. Let's do a peekaboo. Y'all ready to peek? I'm gonna turn it back over just so you can see close up. Look at that. It's that ooh-wee, baby. There's nothing like it, I have to say. There's nothing like it. Let's turn her over as well. Okay, so see how quick that was? Super quick. So now, what we have, beautiful chicken breasts. They're about to go in the oven. And can y'all see how quickly that meat started to cook? See there? See how you can now see the lines in the chicken where you tear breast meat apart? See how quickly it cooked? And that's from soaking it in that brine. Tell me this color isn't beautiful. Oooo-WeKG. And baby, it tastes just as it looks. We'll be right back. Let's pop them in the oven. Alright, so here are our ingredients. This time I went ahead and prepped everything so you all wouldn't have to watch me prep. But here we have some more of those beautiful Argentine shrimp. We have cream cheese. We have Land O'Lakes butter. We have a pepper there. We have some minced garlic, some fresh chopped parsley. We have some fresh bell pepper. We have some fresh white onion, fresh orange bell pepper. We have a little bit of Parmesan shavings left there. And here it is, y'all. StoveTop has invaded Kishas Crumbs. I said, I'm the crumb lady, so why not? Since I'm the crumb lady, why not? I need to try these crumbs from StoveTop. I said, at least it's from a trusted kitchen. This is my first time even reading the labels. Did y'all know that it was from Kraft, the Heinz food company? I have both some Italian cheese blend and mozzarella. I have chicken broth and some heavy whipping cream if I haven't said that already, okay? So these are our ingredients. Ready to rumble.
I said 5 in the morning. I wake up to 5 for my earnings. Fear in my mind is a warning. Pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but I can't be. The noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. I tried to get by, but I'm burning.
Y'all, we are back. We are back. Get it done, okay? So I'm not sure I've told y'all yet, but I'm actually going to do 2 versions of stuffed chicken. One with the homemade linguine Alfredo and the other with the StoveTop. So stay tuned. You will not believe this. Like, honest to God. But I do know that fresh veggies will help anything. It will lift anything. So I had to cut up fresh veggies. There's no way I could just moisten the StoveTop with chicken broth and move on. I can't do that. So we're gonna go in with some fresh veggies since we have the onion and bell pepper and parsley. I'm gonna saute some of that, and we're gonna mix it with the StoveTop mix and then moisten it with chicken broth. Basically, I'm gonna make that stuffing, right? Because I want to do cornbread dressing. I said I'll just do a quick cornbread dressing to stuff it with, And then I remembered we had StoveTop because I was going to try some other things I had seen online. And I am interested to see how it tastes. I'm not mixing crackers with it. I'm not mixing it with cornbread. I'm not mixing it with stale light bread or sandwich bread, whatever y'all call it, sliced bread. In the South, we call it light bread. I'm not mixing it with anything. Since I am using this stuff today, I actually want to see what it tastes like on its own, right? The only thing I'm doing is adding fresh vegetables, which I'm fine with that, because if I were to ever use StoveTop stuffing with any of my recipes, I know for a fact I'm putting fresh vegetables in there, okay? So, be right back to start on the stuffing. Our cream sauce is steadily simmering. Now that it's cooked down a bit, before I add the cheese, I'm going to taste it. And based on the current consistency, I'm probably going to add a little more cream because I'm anticipating, I know that it will thicken up when I add cheese to it, right? So if I were adding chicken broth, it'll be a different story, but of course we said we're not. So let's go in for the tasting. We don't want to rush her, but we don't have all night either. Y'all. Oh my God, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, I wish you could have seen my face. Impeccably creamy. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That olive oil and creamy. Now I'm gonna just go in about, I say this about 3/4 of a cup more, because we want to have enough. And because I added more cream, I'm also going to add just a little more Oooo-Wee. This is the only seasoning we're using. A lot of people like pepper in their Alfredo. I'm not big on pepper, and my kids aren't either, so we do without. Now I could put like in my macaroni and cheese, I like to have that hint of pepper, so I'll use white pepper. But we're not crazy about black pepper at all. So if it's something that I'm dying to put some pepper in, I normally keep some white pepper on hand for that purpose. Now let's just let this come back up to a simmer, and then we're gonna add our cheese. We'll be ready to stuff our breast, y'all. Let's see if we have white pepper. And voila. Ground white pepper. A tad bit. My chitlins. A lot of people don't like to see specks in their chitlins because then they, you know, they don't think they're dirty, but they just don't want to see specks. Because it might make them think that it's dirty. Okay, make sure this is all the way back on here, KG. I don't even have to taste that again. I already know that it's money from how I tasted the first time. Because at this point, all I'm doing is adding cheese. And cheese just makes it better, honey. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So we're going to go in with some of this Italian. Then we have Parmesan here. Alfredo is so delicious. I try not to cook it too much because it's addictive. Just like pasta, it'll have you wanting more and more and more. And Lord knows we don't need it. But see how you just, because you can mess around and put so much cheese in it that it, you know, it turns into gook, into like gook, a cheesy mess. And it's no longer sauce. So, and then know when it cools, know that once it cools, it's going to thicken as well. So that's enough Italian. And now we'll go in with the Parmesan. Parmesan adds that little twang. And that's it, y'all. There you go. That's what you want right there. That is money, honey. That's a little bit of stretch.
I don't like to put mozzarella inside my Alfredo because, again, it can make it too gummy once it starts to set. By set, I mean once the sauce cools off, it can make it too gummy. So I normally, if I want mozzarella, which mozzarella doesn't have as much flavor actually, so most people use mozzarella for the stretch. Now what I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to go in with the linguine. And these are whole pieces because I didn't break my pasta. A lot of times I just like to put my pasta in the pot and leave it long, and that way it's more enjoyable when you eat it. You have those long, stretchy pieces. I'm making a mess on it. This is, we can vote, this is the messiest video I've done thus far. Look at it, y'all. Oh my God. When you ask for more Alfredo, extra Alfredo at the restaurant, honey, what if they brought it out to you like that? Ooh, hey. And I'm not breaking the pasta up too much. I'm just doing it enough to get it down in there where the linguine can be coated. So again, if y'all don't like fettuccine, or fettuccine just gets to be too thick sometimes, I'm gonna turn this off because remember this is going in the oven as well. If it just gets to be too thick at times, try linguine. Quite honestly, you don't find it, like the brand of pasta I like to use, it's hard to find linguine in that brand of pasta. You won't find it in every pasta brand because people don't cook with it all that much. I don't know why. It's one of my favorites. I always have been. The only reason why you don't see me use it much is because I have a hard time finding it. Oh, God. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And I'm making a mess, baby. I'm making a mess, y'all. Pure mess is what I'm making. I'm flicking stuff everywhere, but I have come home after my photo shoot and made a meal. It involved chopping and stirring and sauteing and all of that. Okay. So let me show y'all this. I just want to show y'all what this look like. You can see how beautiful this sauce is. The perfect consistency, not too thick and not too thin. Try not to flick it everywhere again. Okay. We're not going to add any more ooey because we're about to stuff our chicken breast. And I'm going to turn my oven up. See, it's been on since the breast. I'm going to turn it up to 385 because basically all we're going to be doing is putting a quick roll over the breast, okay? So one, and this is going to be kind of messy, y'all, so bear with me. One, we're going to stuff with pasta. Do it this way. Ooh-wee. Oh, yes. And then if you didn't feel like it was enough pasta, depending on who you're serving, you can still put more pasta on the side. I'm trying to intentionally pile it so you can see that it is truly, my God, been stuffed. Y'all think we should try our look? You know me, I want to try my look with one more swirl. Let's see how we can get it. Because I really wanted to kind of drape over the breast at the same time anyway. So the thing is, go down and pile it. There you go. There you go. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes. Let me get a still shot. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, see, that's how this dressing sits. So I keep calling it dressing. Y'all know it's not. But it's, I don't know. I mean, it's, if you were just dying for it, and quite honestly, I've tasted. Now that I know what this tastes like, no one would ever be able to fool me and tell me that it's completely homemade dressing when they have used this. Because now I know what it tastes like. And I have tasted. I'm not saying I know whose it was, but I have tasted somebody dressing with this in it before. Okay, now we ended up not putting our peppers and onions in our fettuccine mix. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add some to the top. I miss my red peppers. Honestly, the red ones taste exactly like the orange ones. There's no difference. Now, there is a difference in the green ones, but the red tastes no different than the orange. So, now let's go in with our shrimp. Now, y'all want to put it on here. Can we tuck them in? Let me put y'all back. Look, let me put y'all back on the hook while I do this. Let's see how well we can get this. On the trivet, and we'll put it over. There you go. I think one will be beautiful just sitting right there at the front. I'm gonna find one with a good hook on her. See how that one was opened up and that one was more curled. Try to stuff her down in there. Here comes the paprika. You got one chicken breast stuffed with Alfredo, a medley of peppers, onion, and garlic, sauteed shrimp, or pan-fried shrimp, I'm sorry, I should say pan-fried, and then the other with the stuffing, literally, stovetop stuffing. So we're gonna see how it tastes. I'm gonna cut it while y'all check me out. We're going in the oven at 385. We just want, I really could even put it on broil, but let's just see. If I end up putting it on broil, I'll let y'all know, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, I want y'all to see her coming out the oven, honey. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Boys. Let's get the boys a hand. Let's hear from my baby. Gotta understand. Oh, baby, he's no rodeo. He's my #1 man show. Oh, let's hear it for the boys. Hey. Baby, I don't know why this song came out, but do you see what I see? Look at her all tucked away. Baby, that's some serious stuffing right there. Do you hear me? Do you hear me holding on to that chicken breast tight? Y'all see it? I know you see it. Raise your hand in the comments if you see it. It's just, now, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but what I'm saying, y'all, let's plate her up and take a taste. Y'all ready? Because, baby, I'm ready to drop these crumbs. I'm ready to drop these crumbs. And I want you to see what we have made on this evening. I plated it, y'all. This is the pasta. This is the linguine Alfredo with shrimp stuffed in chicken. So how about shrimp linguine Alfredo stuffed chicken breast? Shrimp linguine Alfredo stuffed chicken breast. And I wouldn't be lying, because you saw it here at Kishas Crumbs. You saw it firsthand. I want a clean cut, so I do not want to use a serrated knife. This is for steak. I don't even like using them for steak, to be honest. Give me 1 second, let me clean my knife back off we had earlier. Even though I hate to mess up the presentation, of course I've taken plenty of still shots. I want y'all to see that this is beautifully done on the inside. So I have no choice. I have no choice. I have no choice but to go in from the side. I'm going to do something like what the experts would do. I feel like the experts would come in here and be so impressed. Oh my God, it's stuffed inside. Well, let's cut it and see if it's done. This is what they would do on the cooking shows, y'all. Oh gosh, it's so moist. My knife goes right through it. Oh goodness, they would take the knife and then the fork and pry it open like this. Y'all see that? I wish somebody was down here to hold it so the camera so y'all could see it. So now, just because I'm standing on this side, I'm gonna cut this side. Look how easily my knife goes through it. Y'all, you can feel it. It's like the chicken breast is not even really giving any resistance. I'm going in this way. I just want to make a clean cut. Beautiful. Seasoning, fully cooked. Lay that piece down, right? See, you got to get them bites together. You can't just go in there any kind of way. That's why when you watch people eat, they say, "Ooh, that was a good bite." You got to prepare that bite. You got to organize that bite. Bring that shrimp over here and put it on top of that chicken breast. She don't want to coordinate right now, but she will. By the time I finish with it, then I'm putting my pepper over here. I need her. So all I got left, and I had a pasta pile so high, cause see, I want my plate to stay beautiful as I eat it. Do y'all do that at restaurants? I do. And my plate is staying clean. Get this out y'all's way. So now I have extracted every component of this beautiful dish. It still looks wonderful. And so I have gathered every component. So I'm going to come down here, pick up my chicken, my pasta, my shrimp, and then that's why I like to have them peppers in there for that crunch. Glory to God. You want a little more pasta, you got a little more on the plate, go down there and wind her around. Do the 2-step, or the 3-step, or the 4-step. Taste it. Taste it, honey. Now, keep in mind, you're gonna get a different experience with this crusty tip right here on the end. If you like your meat thick, you can get it from this end. You don't have any chicken fat anywhere. It's a marvelous thing, honey. It's marvelous, honey. It's marvelous. Oh, wee. Look at that. That's shrimp. Chicken, shrimp, pepper, and pasta. I wouldn't lie to y'all. I wouldn't lie to y'all. Now, I'm saying I wouldn't lie to y'all, but can you not tell from the emotion and the reaction how good that food is in my mouth? Ooh, wee! And the only time I have a reason to lie is if something came out unexpectedly bad. And that's not going to happen unless I'm cooking something for the first time. Like that stuffing mix, and we'll talk about that. I don't experiment a lot. I might start. I'm probably going to start. But, y'all, this chicken breast is so perfect and so juicy. And you saw how short of a time I cooked it. I didn't cook it any longer than what I told you. It had been brined. And brining will do the same for your turkeys. Try it on the whole chicken if you think I'm lying. Try it on the whole chicken. Look up Google brine recipe. It's always gonna tell you water, salt, sugar, some herbs like basil, parsley, you know, stuff like that, the aromatics, and then like lemon or vinegar. That's if you're making a real brine. But just even with cleaning your meat, like this chicken breast was in the freezer. We take it out. The girls know to do this too. You take it out, get you a stainless steel bowl, put the bowl in the sink, fill it up with water, a couple of caps of either apple cider or white vinegar, and put you some salt in there, and put that meat in there. It draws out the blood. It makes the meat more tender. It makes the meat more juicy, and it makes the meat more readily available or readily able to take on the flavors of whatever ingredients you're going to use to cook it. Does that make sense? I don't know. I might be using too many words. I don't know, but I just want y'all to understand what I'm saying. This is beautiful. And the meat is soft. Y'all. That's the chicken breast. It's just as soft and tender as it wants to be. It's so soft and tender, y'all. I'm gonna do one from this side since it's uncut. It's so soft and tender. It's just as tender. That chicken is just as supple as the shrimp. Honest to God. So, I hope y'all enjoyed that trick. It's easy to do. Ball up the foil. Wrap it with parchment. Get you some parchment, not wax. Remember I said that. And let me plate up the dressing one, the one with the stuffing. I keep saying dressing. It's not dressing, honey. It's stovetop. One more time for the one time. I split it directly in half. Now you see for a fact. See how it looks just as white as the pasta. This is Alfredo, cheese on top, Alfredo, pasta, that's chicken. You can tell the way it looks is juicy. You can see how supple it is. I made that pasta stand up in it. Oooo-WeKG. Look at that, side still standing up, that's chicken. Kishas Crumbs. I'm dropping crumbs, baby. Tell me how excited you are about this tip. Like, you could do this at home. Even if you don't cook that much, soak your breast like I said. That's going to automatically, I want you to come back and tell me how much you love me. when you follow what I'm recommending and soak your chicken breast. Soak your chicken breast. Get you some Oooo-Wee. All you gotta do is put you some olive oil in the pan. That's what I tell everybody. That Oooo-Wee makes it easy to cook. You don't need all those different seasonings. Y'all. All you need is olive oil and Oooo-Wee. I need to sell a kit. I need to have a combo kit. I just thought about that. I need to start selling a package. Okay, let's go back down there. We're gonna be done for the night, honey. Let me show y'all. Excuse me. Still got all these beautiful shrimp. Okay, so if somebody just wants shrimp Alfredo, they can have that. But let me show you how beautiful this was going down on this white plate. Smooth landing. Look at this. See, I can pick it up. Beautiful, y'all. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that. Look at all that. Look at this shrimp. Just like she's swimming. Then this one, she's showing out. She did a nosedive, got her tail turned up. And she has peppers. Chicken breast blackened thanks to the Oooo-Wee. Beautiful. Alright, so let me taste this one, then I'm gonna get out of y'all's way. Beautiful, beautiful. With the Oooo-Wee in the background. Beautiful, honey. Now child back up there. Now let's cut into her. Go ahead again for y'all, and I'm gonna do it. This time I'm gonna do it from the thickest side, so y'all can see. Look at it. Ooh. Can I get a round of applause, please? My bad. Okay, let's do the taste test again. Okay, bits and pieces. This is a piece of chicken. Beautiful piece of chicken. Beautiful piece of white breast meat. Take some of this stuffing off. Beautiful piece of white shrimp. Whew. Lord have mercy. So now let's gather our bites. We have stuffing, chicken, shrimp, nestle her on there. And then all we need is a pepper crunch. And there's that bite. There's the shrimp. chicken on the bottom, stuffing in between.
Let's see. See, y'all, the chicken and shrimp is really giving. It's giving what it's supposed to give. This StoveTop, which is why I was thinking I would be cool with it. It kind of just brings all the flavors together. It tastes nothing like dressing. This actually reminds me. Y'all tell me if you remember the Monroe Copelands had a duck and dressing item on their menu. And it tastes very much like that. The texture definitely, it just tastes like they had a few more seasonings, like they added maybe like a little filet and a little, what is it, sage to give it that Cajun kick. Give it some extra depth. And then you got that duck fat in there. I might be wrong, but I'm just eating this like this remind me of something. There's one place I know I had a dressing that tasted like this, which it was called, I think on the menu it was called some kind of stuffing. It was a duck item. If you've ever eaten duck at Copeland's, then you know what I'm talking about, because it was only one item. That's the only thing I used to like from there besides the shrimp and crab cake Alfredo. I'm not gonna say the only thing I used to like, but I'm just kind of a creature of habit, and I always ordered shrimp and crab cake Alfredo. And then one time I tried the duck, and it was good. It had a lot of garlic, roasted garlic in it. I wish y'all could taste this. Came home after my photo shoot and cooked. Be nice, y'all. It's so good. I hope y'all enjoy this one major crumb. Look how oily I am. Oil is seeping through. I didn't drop a whole lot of crumbs, but I dropped one major one. The trick on how to stuff chicken breast. Make it beautiful and truly create a pocket. I love y'all so much. Be blessed. Thank you so much for dialing into Kishas Crumbs. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Excuse me, my bad. Ooh. If you have, I saw that too. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please click like for this video and click the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. It won't be intrusive. You won't get a text message. It'll just be like a notification from YouTube. You don't have to go in and watch until you're ready. But the good thing about having notifications is that even if you don't go and watch it the same day, you will always have a list of uploads that I've made that you can go back and look at your convenience. So thank y'all so much. I love you so much. Thank you for dialing into Kishas Crumbs, where everything is plus size, from my passion to my food and my fashion. Love y'all.